Good morning, everybody. I do have a message for you today. I put a post up earlier today on my personal Facebook page, and I said there are thousands of ways to make money in real estate, and y'all know it's true. All right, y'all, listen, if you've got a license or you don't have a license, there are thousands of ways to make money in real estate. But what I want you to do is pick one way at a time and master it. And I get it. I am a little scatterbrained. I'm definitely squirrel-minded. I'm not like ADD or anything like that. I just have a really fast brain, and it just goes and gets all sorts of great ideas, and I get shiny object syndrome and all the things all the time. So I get it, all right? There's thousands of ways to make money in real estate, and I want to dominate all of them. The problem is, when you try to dominate everything all at the same time, you do nothing. You get nothing accomplished. You don't learn, you don't grow, you just spin around and nothing really gets accomplished. Kind of like just digging holes in the grass for no good reason. The thing is, when you're learning about real estate investing, I get it. You want to try this, you want to try that, you want to try this, you want to try that, you want to try this, you want to try that. And you end up getting nothing done. And then you come to me a month or two later and you're like, Whitney, it doesn't work, nothing's happening. And I'm like, but did you really do one thing and stay with that one thing until it worked? Well, no, I was trying this, and then I tried that, and then I tried this, and then I tried that. And you're basically, when you do that, you're just going to the buffet. All right, when you go to a buffet, you can try a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then when you get home and your stomach's upset, you don't know what actually upset your stomach because you just tried a little bit of everything all the way along, and you weren't paying attention to what was gonna give you a bad result. All right, it's the same in real estate. When you're trying different things and you're trying different things and you're trying different things and nothing's working, it's because you haven't tried it until it did work. Or you haven't tried it to say, there's no way in hell I'm going to put myself through this. I got a license, and it was 2011, 2012 when I got my license, and foreclosures and short sales were still a little bit hot, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'll be able to get all these deals done. This will be awesome. So I worked with my mom, and we bought a foreclosure, and I thought foreclosures were going to be my way to riches and fame in real estate. Holy crap, the amount of work it takes and the amount of paper. I mean, this whole forest of trees back here on the ridge behind me is about what it takes to get a foreclosure deal done. And I did one, and I closed on it, and I made like $800. And I realized for all of my time, effort, and energy, and all of the paper, all of the trees that we wasted to get this one foreclosure deal done, I ain't doing it. No way. But I mean, I hammered that foreclosure deal with my entire butt, and it sucked so bad. So then I thought, all right, let's try something new. But I took it one at a time, all right? Then I decided, you know what? Let's go to auctions. Let's make a bunch of money. I was selling dump trucks at the time. Let's sell a bunch of dump trucks. Let's make a bunch of money at my 9 to 5. Then let's go to auctions and let's buy land. And then I said, well, let's buy houses. And so I went and I did that until I spent every penny I had. I was down to my last $75, and I had bought 3 or 4 pieces of land. I'd gone to tax sales. I'd gone to regular auctions. I'd bought 2 houses, and one of them was falling down a mountain. The other one I got rented pretty quickly. But I was flat broke. I mean, down to my last $75, but I'd given it my entire butt. All right? I gave it everything that I had. I gave it all of my attention. I was hunting auctions all over East Tennessee. I was hunting and researching tax sales all over East Tennessee. I mean, I was giving it everything I had, and it worked, but I ran out of money. So I had to go back to it again and say, all right, that worked, but it takes so long to get the cash to be able to go do these deals and then to make those deals turn into money. there's got to be something different. So that's when I found out about creative financing. All right. I found out about lease options. I found out about owner financing, stuff that has been around for hundreds of thousands of years, but it wasn't the popular thing to do. It wasn't foreclosures. It wasn't short sales. It wasn't like the most amazing thing that had ever happened to real estate, but it made sense to me because you didn't need any money. It made sense to me because you were helping sellers really quickly. It made sense to me because it didn't take a lot of paper to do it. It didn't take a lot of time to do it. It didn't take a lot of research to do it. And it made sense to me because I could make big money really fast with lease options and owner financing and creative real estate. All right, so let's get into that. Let's do that. And in the first 8 weeks of getting into this system, I got a house under contract for $122,000. It was a beautiful house. There's nothing wrong with it. I put $10 down on it. And in 8 weeks from that, so a total of 8 and 8 is 16. So in 16 weeks, 4 months from learning about what a lease option is and how I can help these sellers, I got a check for $13,000. Pure profit. 3 weeks prior to that, I'd gotten another check from these people for $3,000. All in, all done, I made about $15,000 from learning this strategy, which was way more than I made in foreclosures. It was way more than I made in auctions. It was way more than I made in listing houses. I mean, I made $15,000 in 4 months from just learning this new strategy. Yeah, winner, 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 ding, ding, ding. I mean, tell me, y'all want to make $15,000 in the next 8 weeks? You want to make $15,000 in the next 4 months? Maybe this is the first time you've heard about lease options or owner financing or creative financing. I mean, what would you do with $15,000 just coming to you free and clear off a $10 investment? I mean, give me some hearts, give me some likes, give me some yeses down in the comments if that would just set your panties on fire. Because it did mine. All right. And I figured out that I could do these deals. And after that one closed, I got $15,000. In the next 3 weeks, I think I got another $8,000. And then 2 weeks after that, I got $3,000. And it just kept going and going and going because I got in a role of just dominating lease options, owner financing. I got in a rhythm of knowing which sellers I could help and which ones I couldn't help. And the sellers that I couldn't help, like the people that were facing foreclosure, I'd already been through that and realized I didn't want to deal with that anymore. So as soon as they told me they were behind on payments, done, I'm out. I'm not your girl. Go talk to somebody else. And y'all, there's magic in really getting into one thing and being fantastic, being the absolute best at it, because then you know what you really know. And it's so much easier to say no when you know something is not a fit. And real estate investing is a lot like dating. And I don't care who you are, what you like, and what you do. You have standards. You know who you want to date. You know what you're willing to put up with. You know what turns you on. It's the exact same in real estate. You got to know what you like to do. You got to know what a pretty deal looks like. You got to know what you're willing to put up with, and you got to know what turns you on. And the moment something comes through that is a deal breaker, cut it off. Don't deal with it. You cannot dominate all the things at the same time. So just cut it off. Just right there. Just say, you know what? This isn't working for me. As soon as I realized how amazing and fun and profitable lease options and owner financing were, rent to owns, I dropped foreclosures like they were hot. I dropped auctions like they were hot. And whenever I would come across something that looked like it was going to be a fun, good deal, I would say, yeah, but if I give my energy and attention to that and I know what it takes to get those done versus keeping my energy and attention reserved for what I like, I'll get more of what I like. If you're looking for a certain kind of guy, you're going to hang out in a certain kind of place. If you're looking for a certain kind of real estate deal, you got to be talking to people that have those deals available. And let me tell y'all, wherever you are in this country right here today, somebody, if not 15 people, every single day woke up stressed out about some real estate problem that they're having. They woke up in the dead of the night, stressed out, near crying, upset stomach, can't function because they've got this real estate sin weighing them down. And you can solve that problem for them. Once I figured out that I wasn't a real estate investor, I'm not a well, I am a real estate agent, I have a license, but I'm not like one of those agents. Once I figured out I was a real estate matchmaker, and I could help these sellers, and I could help these buyers, and I could help myself at the same time. I could help my family, I could help my church, I could help my dog, I could help my situation. Once I figured that out, it was so much easier to say no thanks, no thanks, no thanks to the deals that were just going to waste my time and make me feel like I was banging my head against a rock wall. And y'all, I stayed in lease options and owner financing for 2 years, and I did like 50 something deals. I mean, I freaking like went at it like a machine. All right. When I say I dominated it, I mean I freaking dominated it. I had a show on the radio, I had Facebook ads, I had live videos, I had everything. And then I got to a place where I was like, you know what? This was good, this was great, but I'm ready for a new challenge. All right, I spent 2 years doing lease options and owner financing and absolutely learning everything and growing through all of the crapola that hit the fan, because every deal is the same, but every deal is just enough different to make you think you're going a little bit crazy. But then you get to help people, and it all comes back around to the reason that you really wanted to get into it, right? So after I'd done a lot of deals, I decided I need a new challenge, and I got into apartments. We bought 3 apartment complexes. I looked through a lot of apartment deals, but we ended up buying 3 apartment complexes within a month. And I got really good at looking at deals and knowing what was going to be a good deal, what was going to cash flow, what was going to be a great appreciation, what was going to be good tax-wise, what was going to be good for a 1031 exchange. I got really good at looking at those things. But throughout all of this, y'all, I'm doing one thing at a time. And there are thousands of ways to make money in real estate investing. There's thousands of ways to make money as a licensee. But when you get into one road and you go all the way down that road, you get a lot further. And I want y'all to really sit on that today. Yes, there's lots of ways to make money. Yes, there's lots of deals to be done. Yes, there's lots of people out there that need this and that and the other. But when you focus and you get really good at one strategy at a time, then you can change lanes and go through another strategy. So we spent about a year building up apartments and getting those where they needed to be. And then last year I said, you know what? I need a new challenge. I need something new. I need to get into something different. I've been dominating and getting really good, and I still do lease options and owner financing. I'm working an owner financing deal actually right now. On a piece of land, which is what I started doing. So it all keeps going, and you keep growing, you keep getting better, but you got to keep adding stuff to the mix, all right? That's like how a recipe comes together. You start with one thing, and then you add some more in, and then you fluff it around, and then you add some more in, and then you fluff it around, and then eventually you get to put it in the oven, and you eventually get to get it out. I'm not at that point yet. I'll let you know when I get there, though. So last year I decided that I wanted to get into vacation rentals. So I took one of my regular rental houses that I had on a lease option, and the tenant buyers moved out, and we furnished it, we stocked it, and we put it up on Airbnb. And I took that house from bringing in $1,000 a month to now it's averaging about $3,000 a month. All right, all through the winter, this house brought in $3,000 a month. This month, it's actually been down. It's only done about $1,500, but I'm still $500 to the good on what I was doing last year. Now next month we're back up to about $3,000. For some reason October is already booked out for this house, but the summer's empty, so I don't know. But we're figuring out the Airbnb thing as we go, and I'm figuring it out on this house that I already had free and clear, that I'd already made a bunch of money on, so that when I get a beach house, when I get a lake house, I've already got, you know, a pattern. I've already got a rhythm. I've already got systems. I've already got a plan. I've already got, you know, some experience. And that way, when I get into like a bigger deal, I won't be so scared. So for 6 months, we've been getting into Airbnb, and I wouldn't say I'm exactly dominating it, but I did 3x my income on one house. So that's pretty cool. So finally, I'm sitting around one day this winter, and I'm thinking about, you know, there's other ways to make money in real estate. So I think it's time to get into private money lending. From where I'm sitting right now, that looks like the top. These people are just loaning out money and making money, loaning out money and making money. They're analyzing deals, wiring money, getting money back in, and doing it all again. Like, that looks like a really, really solid way to make passive income. So I'm new at it. I'm beginning at it. I'm in private money lending now. I'm having lots of meetings. I'm going to lots of different things, lots of places where I can be around people who either need private money or they have experience with private money and I can learn from them. And one day, hopefully this time next year, I'll be able to say that I'm dominating the private money lending thing in East Tennessee. But y'all listen, I know there are thousands of ways to make money in real estate. I've done wholesale deals. I've done listings. I've done listings for leases. I've done that too. I've done lease options. I've done lots of different deals in real estate. And in real estate investing, with a license, without a license, I've done lots of different things. But I can tell you, I am always more successful. And you will be more successful when you focus on one thing at a time and you dominate it. And maybe you set goals for yourself. You know, like I'm a coach, all right? I teach women how to buy houses without banks or a license. I'm learning more about apartments. I'm learning more about private money. I'm learning more about vacation rentals. I've got programs on all 4 topics because I think they're all very important pillars to have in your real estate investing portfolio. But my main thing is on houses, all right? Whitney buys houses. My main love in life is residential real estate investing. At least right now, as I'm recording this. But I know when you focus where your energy goes, that's where you're going to get the best results. I believe it, and I've seen it. What I want you to do, though, is I want you to set completely unrealistic goals. I want you to say, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it is. I mean, fill in the blank. Maybe it's wholesaling. Say, I'm going to wholesale and I'm going to make $100,000. And when I do that, then I'm going to start doing fix and flips. And I'm going to make $100,000. And when I do that, then I'm going to start doing vacation rentals. Or then I'm going to start doing buy and holds. Or then I'm going to start buying land and getting it subdivided and selling off the lots one at a time. All right? Set completely unrealistic goals. But when you set those unrealistic goals and you make that public declaration that says, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it by this time. And when I do it, then I'm going to get into something else. And I want you to put your blinders on so that you don't get the shiny object syndrome and you don't say, oh, well, I hit 75,000 and that's good enough. That's close enough to 100,000. Now I'm going to switch off to this other thing. No, complete your goals. Complete your unrealistic goals before you switch off to something else. But don't forget to set realistic milestones. Maybe you're making $100,000 at your 9-to-5 and you want to do lease options, and if you do 10 of them this year and you make $10,000 in a non-refundable option fee, which is what I teach you to do in First Still Done Fast, you do 10 of them, you make $100,000. Now you made $100,000 in your day job, and you made $100,000 in real estate investing from these non-refundable option fees that you've gotten from doing lease options. Awesome. But break that down, all right? Because doubling your income in a year to your brain is scary. To your subconscious, it's scary. Setting these big, unrealistic, hairy goals, it'll freak yourself out to where you will self-sabotage and you'll just watch videos and videos and videos and videos and you'll never mail the first yellow letter. You'll never wear your button that says I buy houses. You'll never tell everybody at your church what you're trying to do because you freaked yourself out in your head. But if you keep your unrealistic goal, you keep your $100,000 extra that you're going to bring in this year, I want you to set realistic milestones. And this could be as small as saying, you know, I'm going to wear my button that says I buy houses. I'm going to wear it 3 times a week out in public. You could say, I'm going to mail 50 letters a week for the next 12 weeks. You could say, I'm going to talk to 3 sellers. You could say, I'm going to post on Craigslist twice a week. Whatever it breaks down to, that's going to actually help you achieve this ugly, unrealistic goal. Those are milestones to get you there. Because when you wear your button 3 times in the first week, by the end of the 3rd day, you're like, all right, this isn't so bad. And then the next week when you do it, you say, you know what, I think I can wear it 4 times this week. And then suddenly you're wearing it all the time everywhere. And people are coming up to you just all over the place and starting conversations with you about their real estate sins because 15 people woke up in your area today stressed out about their real estate. And when you wear that button, when you get a sign on your car, when you get a shirt that says I buy houses or Whitney buys houses or whatever, and it's on the back too, then people know you are the person that they can confide in, they can confess their sins to, and you become that real estate matchmaker that you want to be. And when you help the people, all you gotta do is help one seller a month and you can make $10,000. And then you do that once a month for 10 months, less than a year. I mean, you get to take the winter off, take December completely off, take January off, or start now and you've already missed January, February, March. So now you only got 9 months to get 10 deals done. You can totally do that. We're coming up in the best time of the year if you're wanting to double down once. You just got to double down one deal 1 month and you'll still do 10 deals this year and double your income. And that's what I want you to focus on. Don't focus so much on doubling your income. Don't focus so much on making an extra $100,000. What I want you to focus on are the little things that you can do, because the little steps after a month make you look like you've been running a race. If you focus on one thing for the next 6 months, I promise at the end of 6 months, you will have dominated that. Whatever it is, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's listing, whether it's fix and flipping, whether it's loaning private money, whether it's setting up an Airbnb, whether it's doing lease options, whatever it is that you pick the one thing and go after it like Abby's going after digging this hole in the ground, all right? She doesn't look like she's making much progress down there. And she's not, because she's just digging a hole in the ground. And it may feel like that some days, that you're not making much progress. But if she dug at that hole for 20 minutes every day for the next 6 months, she would make a big difference. And then I would have a big problem to clean up. But it's like that for you too. You got to stay at it. You got to keep digging at it. Keep clawing at it. And at the end of 6 months, you will have made some traction. But focus on helping those sellers. Focus on those small things that you can do that'll move your business forward, that'll move your investing forward, that'll move your life forward. Focus on those small things, because it's easier to get those small things done and to show your brain and your subconscious all the way along that you can do this. You can be a super successful real estate investor. You can do 5 different things at the same time, but it's going to be a lot easier for you if you focus on one at a time. All right, I told you earlier, I'm working on one owner financing deal right now on land. I'm working on flipping one bathroom. That's 2 things that I'm working on. 3 years ago, one of those things would have taken up all my time, but now, 3 years from now, I can do the owner financing on that land deal. I can do the fix and flip on that bathroom. I can work on helping y'all get your deals done. I can be filling up my triplex. I can be going and loaning money. I can do all the different things because I've added them to my bowl. I've added them to my recipe one at a time until I dominated it, until I had a system in place that could handle it, and I could say, all right, I'm ready to take on more. I'm ready to take on a new challenge. I'm ready to add something else to my plate or to my bowl or, whatever. But I always tackle one at a time. And eventually, I will have people helping me do this over here, and I will have people helping me do that over there. And I have people that help me now do a lot of the things that I've got going on so that I can keep focusing on the growth. I can keep focusing on what we're going to be doing next year and what we're going to be doing in 5 years, and not so much focused on what it takes today to push us through to tomorrow. I'm working on what we're going to do next week, next month, that's going to push us through in June and August and November. But 3 years ago, I was doing it by myself, and there's only so much that I could do. But I got it to a place where that ball will roll, and I can give those chores to somebody else to keep that ball rolling while I start building up a new ball. There are thousands of ways to make money in real estate, and you can do a lot of those things, but you need to dominate and focus on one at a time until you can add something else, and you can add something else, and you can add something else. It doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen. And I know you can do this. I have faith in you. I believe in you. And I know you believe in you, and I know you have faith in you. Don't get frustrated because somebody else is doing something else and they made $20,000 doing that. Don't worry about what they're doing. Focus on you. How are you going to make $20,000 next week and next month? Because the seeds you plant today, wearing that button around town today, talking to that seller at the grocery store today, that's going to be the closing you have in 6 weeks when you have that $20,000 check. The things you do today are seeds that you are planting that won't produce fruit or a check probably for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, sometimes 6 months, sometimes 6 years. But you have to plant those seeds today, and you have to focus on those small milestones, and you have to focus on those 15 sellers that woke up stressed out about what they're going to do with their life because they're stuck with this stupid house. Y'all go buy that house from them. Go put that house under contract. Give them a $10 check, call it a day, and then do your thing to help these people. That is how you're going to end up with $100,000 extra this year. That is how you're going to be able to replace your 9-to-5. That is how you're going to be able to retire your husband. All the small things that you do. And a lot of times it's the things that you don't want to do. I know that phone is heavy, weighs about 300 pounds when you have to call that seller back, doesn't it? But it's real light, real easy to pick it up and order a pizza. Call those sellers, wear that button, send those emails, set up that appointment, sign up for First Deal Done Fast, okay? It's all of the small things. It's all of the steps that are ready and waiting for you. But you have to take action, all right? If you want to cash those big checks, if you really want to replace your 9-to-5, if you really want to pay off all your debt, there are ways to accomplish this. But staying scared and in the corner, you're not going to get any of these thousands of ways to make money in real estate when you stay scared and you stay stuck. All right, you're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to be willing to make an ass out of yourself sometimes. You're going to have to be willing to face some failure. You're going to have to hear no. You're going to have to stay strong. You're going to have to get back up in the morning and do it all again. I believe you when you say you want these things, but I need to see the action back out of you to dominate one thing at a time. And maybe, you get into it and you say, you know what, lease options were good. I made some money. Now I'm ready to go on and try something else. Then go on and try something else. I mean, I did foreclosures and I realized, you know what, I ain't doing this shit again. All right, cool. But I kept going and I kept digging and I kept clawing until I found the thing that I was really good at that I could keep doing. I still do lease options. 2 weeks ago, we got $5,000 non-refundable option fee because somebody moved in our house. That house was empty for like a week and a half. I'm good at what I do, y'all. And I don't share a lot of my stories anymore. I share a lot of the girls' stories in First Deal Done Fast, or I share the mastermind wins because, I've been doing it. But it's more important for me to see that you can do it too. I want you to see that other women are doing this too. That's why I share their stuff and not mine anymore. I'm still doing lease options though. I haven't quit. I got one thing and I just keep adding to it. You can do this, ladies. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can drop them in the comments here. You can send us an email, info@whitneynicely.com. If you want to learn more about lease options or owner financing, you can go to firstdealdonefast.com. Check that out. Or if you want to hop on the phone with me and see, which of the 4 programs or the mastermind or, whatever it is that I have available, you can go to whitneynicely.com/start and book a call. We'll hop on the phone and talk through it, see what you got going on and what I can help you with. But please, don't try to tackle 5 strategies at the same time. Really put your whole butt into one. And then decide in 30, 60, 90 days if you can feel like this is going to get some traction, if this is going to be where you're going to love to live, or if this was a great learning experience and now we're moving on to a different thing. I will tell you in First Deal Done Fast though, I teach wholesaling, lease options, owner financing, We talk a little bit about regular buy and holds. We talk a little bit about fix and flipping. We talk a little bit about those things. But my main goal for First Sold and Fast is for you to get a $5,000 option fee in the first 6 to 8 weeks. If not, a $10,000 or $15,000 non-refundable option fee in the first 6 to 8 weeks of joining First Sold and Fast. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen lots of times for lots of people all across the country. And I know it'll work for you too. If you have any other questions, or you want to know more about lease options or rent to own or owner financing, I got other videos on that. But please know that whatever strategy you pick is a perfect way to make $1 million or to make 100 grand in the next 10 months. But pick one and go with it, girls. And go until either you hate it or it hates you. Y'all don't quit. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep learning. Just hammer in on that one thing. All right? I'm out of here. Bye.